subject that everybody needs to know about. And it will cause you to question, why are we really at war in Iraq, Afghanistan, and various places? What I have here is a government document. That's an official government document. Strategic significance of oil, of Americans' oil shale resources. Now, the significance of this, you will see. I've extracted some key points. All comes from the document. And I'm obtained this. Well, it's not important. Anyway, if you're not enraged after I tell you these facts, then something's wrong. So, let me just start out with my little excerpts here. Our growing dependence has, well, let me tell you how this came about. The government hired various agencies and from academia, corporate, and various specialties to compile a report and to give its findings, and this is what this is. The document was revised in March of 2004. That's key if you pay attention. But they found our growing dependence has monumental economic implications. We have been a net importer of oil for 50 years. We import 60% of our liquid hydrocarbons. By 2025, we will exceed 70% demand. Now, other countries that are developing are taxing oil supplies as well. For example, China's booming economy. This adds urgency. We will reach peak oil for sure, but when? And my question, have we already? We have known, in this document, we have known since 1912, and actually by executive order in 1912 established the Naval Petroleum and Oil Shale Resource, which was the NPOSR. Initially it was devised for the Navy, but technology and advancement over the years have shown this to be more complicated, more complex, and tremendously more resourceful. Wars in Afghanistan and Iraq have caused a shortfall of 2 million barrels a day from, this was in 2004, from Venezuela and Nigeria. Our oil shale is more than adequate to cover that. Oil shale, folks, is very much like the Canadian tar sands oil. Oil shale is a mineral or a composition of some minerals in the earth that they can extract. It's a non-conventional way of extracting oil instead of your traditional drilling methods that supplies the majority of the oil supply, crude oil. But shale, that's what we're talking about here, shale oil. Now, Canada's devised a way to extract it from tar sand. This is very much the same. Now, in 1912, they didn't do it because oil was so cheap per barrel, and technology just wasn't there to make it economically feasible. Now, as prices of oil have hit $140 a barrel, and technology has advanced so much, it makes it imperative that we do this. But anyway, presently our oil shale status, this is it. Reserves are depleted 3 times as fast as they're being discovered. Reserves are shrinking fast, and we soon won't meet demand. Oil shale development is the answer until we can get alternative energy. Its economics value to our country alone is $1 trillion. Can easily, our oil shale combined with Canada's tar sand can easily produce enough energy for us for 100 years. This was from 2004. Shale oil can also reduce the negative impacts on our GDP, or gross domestic product. By such magnitude, it would shrink negative impact by 1.1 trillion to 0.3 trillion, giving shale oil a positive impact on the GDP of $0.8 trillion. Between Canada tar sand and U.S. oil shale, North America's oils equate to this. Now get this. The world reserve or availability to oil is 2.7 trillion barrels. Between Canada and the U.S. on North American soil, we have 3.7 trillion barrels. In other words, North America has 40% more oil than any of the rest of the world combined. That is highly significant. Now, let me tell you some of the positive things that oil shale will do. It'll reduce dramatically the price of crude oil. It will increase our GDP significantly. It'll improve balances and payments. It'll increase employment, as many as 100,000 plus jobs, either directly or indirectly. Assures us both supply of oil domestically and militarily. It will satisfy the military reserves we have to have in case of conflict. Just the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan alone are killing the oil supplies reserves by 2 million barrels a day. It will increase, to the government's benefit, it will increase state taxes, it'll increase revenues to federal taxes, and it's better fuel quality. The quality of the fuel itself is dramatically better than traditional ways in the oil that's being gotten there. Now, they also said that the government's lack of involvement in this has impeded it. It stopped it, slowed it down. They have to get involved. They have to subsidize it to eliminate the risk to corporate investment in this. Now, this was said in 2004 in a government document. It's been known since 1912, 1912. Why in the hell are we being broke at the pumps? Why in the hell is our economy crashing? Why in the hell are people not able to buy groceries because they're spending so much money just to get to work? You tell me what's going on. That war over there is not over oil. We're sitting on 40% more oil than the rest of the world. Why haven't we developed this oil shale as Canada has their tar sands? That is my question, people. This is a government document. This is fact. We're breaking ourselves at the gas pumps for no reason. There is a reason, and I think we all know what it is.